Girls of Reddit, what are some hints you gave to a crush which flew right over their head? The more obvious, the better. Hi Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will be sad. I outright told him I like him. He laughed and went, okay, where are the cameras? It's just a social experiment, right? In the hood. Gone sexual. Edit. I refuse to believe that this meme is my most upvoted comment. Gun pulled. Shots fired. It's just a prank, bro. I'm female. Had a guy tell me straight out he liked me in high school. My response, you shouldn't joke about stuff like that. You could hurt someone's feelings. Had a girl in high school tell me she liked me. Thought it was a joke for about 3 weeks. Then I finally said okay and agreed to date. Turns out my instincts were right and it was just a joke that 6 to 7 girls got in on. Obligatory edit. Thanks for my first gold. Even though it was a really depressing time, I'm glad I'm not alone. Yet really sad that kids can be so cruel. High school was rough, but it gets better for sure. Ladies, pay attention. This is why boys don't trust you. I kinda had a similar situation. This really hurts forever. There's always this little hole that nothing can fill. I think he had low confidence rather than having a problem in you. This is what confuses me so much. The premise of the guy's joke is that he can't believe she would really like him. Why wouldn't she follow up and keep trying? If you know the only problem is that he doesn't believe it, it shouldn't be that hard to convince him. Edit. Some people are saying that low confidence isn't sexy. Okay, fine, in general. But if you're really going to throw away a relationship with someone you have a crush on, who likes you back, because they honestly can't believe they're that lucky. I mean, how bad can it be to do what you both really want? Hey, computer store guy, the best response to hey, let me have your number, so we can study. Hey, computer store guy, the best response to hey, let me have your number, so we can study at my place sometime is not to roll your eyes and say oh yeah, because you're so much smarter than me. I don't need help. I'm fine. Though watching your coworker silently lose his in the background was reward enough for that interaction. Sounds like you dodged a bullet. What a dick. My whole school/university life, girls have given me attentions when they wanted me to help them pass a test. One does tend to develop a certain bitterness. That's reasonable, but this was in the first week of the semester, and he was in physics 1, while I was in physics 2. I sat on his lap, and I put his arms around my waist, rested my head on his shoulder, and held onto his hands. He still had no idea I liked him. Edit. For those who are confused, picture. I had a girl that did most of these things with me in high school and I just thought we are good friends. That's just what friends do. Never mind the fact that we had only met a few months before. I was so dumb. I have a lot of memories like that. Many girls gave me attention in high school, so I figured that meant we were all good friends, and I never tried anything. Years later I find out that I was basically on The Bachelor, but held off on dating my friends for so long that they all figured I was gay or uninterested, so they moved on. But actually I'm just dumb. Life sucks sometimes. I want to contribute to this conversation, but I have no experience with girls. Thank you for your contribution. Hold on and holding hands and resting your head on his shoulders was a sign of interest. My high school crush did that to me whenever she had the opportunity to do so. She would even rest her head on my lap a few times when we were alone. Bro. Compadre. Dang it, story time from my perspective. Hindsight is 20/20. At work with this girl, she comes over to my house a lot. Spends time watching TV, joking around, snacking. I think just having fun together as friends because I have never been in a relationship before. About 21 at the time. I was raised in a super conservative Christian home. Anyways, one day her best friend is hanging out with me and asking tons of questions about how I feel about Kay. You two are spending a lot of time together. Are you going to ask her out? Of course I respond with how we are just friends. She shouldn't worry about it. Blah blah. I'm so bad at hints it's painful. Fast forward a week or so. Kay is over at my house super late and decides she isn't going home. She will just sleep at my place. I insisted on sleeping on the couch. She was having none of it. I find a compromise and sleep in pajamas for the first time in 10 plus years and sleep under the blanket, but not the sheet, so we are not actually touching. She gets super cuddly, and I roll over and go to sleep. TL. Doctor, girl tries to sleep with me. I assume too lazy to drive home. Lol. When did you realize she'd been hinting? I don't remember exactly when. I just thought about it one day way later, and my reaction was something along the lines of, damn, I was an idiot. She was a great girl, and by the time I realized, we had long since grown apart with her moving away. An incredible blind guy. Met her in the bar. Lots of dancing together, drinks. Her hand sitting on my thigh almost all the time as we sat. She asks me to walk her home, saying no one is home, and she feels unsafe. I agree. In front of her home we stand there the moment she takes initiative and kisses me. I literally jump up, because I was looking just past her face at this new Audi driving up the hill kinda half zoned out. I feel so sorry for her still. I read this whole thing as if you were literally a blind person. Then I was wondering why a blind person would stare at a car. To the girls of Reddit, sometimes we ignore your super obvious hints because we aren't interested. To the girls of Reddit, sometimes we also ignore your super obvious hints because we are afraid of accidentally mixing up the signals and coming off as a creep. To the girls of Reddit, stop with the goddamn hints. To the girls of Reddit, stop coming on here with your rational well thought out replies. It's almost like you're just like us with the same hopes and fears. How do you expect me to keep you on the pedestal? To the girls of Reddit, what should I watch tonight? Rick and Morty or Jessica Jones? Jessica Jones of course. I attempted to low-key ask him to prom. Had to be cool about it, you know. Nice and smooth. My phrasing was something along the lines of, maybe you and I should go to prom together. It'd be more fun than going alone. His response was just yeah maybe, before he walked away. I took this as a rejection and immediately ceased all my other genius attempts at flirting, such as hugging, touching his hair, letting him carry my bag to the bus. He just kind of did it. I never made him, and it became a daily routine for us, smiling at him, and other such things. I thought I was so subtle, but almost everyone knew. I found out years later that he honestly had been clueless, and the reason he had grown kind of distant with me is he thought I didn't like him back. Maybe you and I should go to prom together. It'd be more fun than going alone. What it sounds like you're saying is I don't want to go to prom alone, so I guess I'll settle for you, since I haven't any better options. Yeah. I wasn't the smoothest operator, so if I came across that way I wouldn't be surprised. It's easy to dismiss these as he was clueless, but there is one alternative explanation. He just does not believe you could possibly like him, and that it is some kind of mean practical joke that you and your friends will laugh about later. He actually thought I was serious. Depression is a bitch. Edit. Yes, I should have said at least one alternative. But I think the assumption here is that the guy is, in fact, interested, but he is missing the signals and has reasons why he's not taking the initiative. I have a feeling that if she were a Redditor, a friend of mine would be on here talking about me right now. I've known her for about 4 years now. I have always had a crush on her, but when I brought it up a few years back she gave me a lukewarm response. I never mentioned it again. Then last night she got to talking about reaching that age where you want something comfortable to settle into. and she kept throwing hints about me. As much as I adore this girl and have wanted to date her for a long time, I didn't like the way she worded everything. It wasn't like there's someone I like and I don't know how to tell her. It was more like I want a relationship, but I don't want to date strangers. I guess that's why I spend time with you. You're comfortable. I like how comfortable we are together, but I also need passion. So, I joked my way out of the awkwardness. I'm sure she thinks I didn't catch her hints. I did. I just want her to be interested in me because I'm special to her and she appreciates me. Not just because I'm good enough and she doesn't feel like trying harder. You know? That's all Reddit guys. And don't forget subscribe now or I will be sad.